I'm a 37-year-old mother of 4, so I don't have any reason to lie about what happened to me when I was 15 to 17 years of age, and nothing to prove by telling it. One day, me and my best friend Tess decided we wanted to play with the Ouija board, so her mother went and got us one. At first it started out as just game playing, and it was fun trying to scare each other, because it didn't really move on its own. But finally, it started working on its own, and we were actually surprised and excited to see it work. And the more we played, the more we wanted to play, and the more addicted we got. We came home from school on weekends just to play and ask the Ouija board questions, and sometimes we didn't sleep at all. One evening her parents were both at work, and her mom and dad didn't like us playing with the board, so we waited till they left to bring it out. She lived on top of a hill, with no houses around it you could barely see from the road. The sun was out, and it was about 90 degrees because it was in the summer. We were playing with the Ouija board, and it quit responding to her questions and would only answer to mine. And then it started spelling out things on its own. We were sitting in her living room, and it kinda scared us. It told me that it was the spirit of my dad. He died when I was 12 years old, and it started calling me by my nickname, Ange. And then it started getting worse and worse. It told me that it loved me, and it was a different spirit, which kinda stunned me because I thought I was talking to my dad. It told me that it was gonna come and kill me that night and take me to hell with it, and that I would wear a red dress, stained and dripping with blood. It scared me and her both. There was 2 doors. The front door and the back door stayed open that day because of how hot it was, and the fans were on. All of a sudden, the vent blew and it became dark outside, almost dark as night. The doors slammed. We both tried to open the doors and couldn't get them open. We had left the Ouija board in the middle of the floor. We had broken one of the rules: never take your fingers off. We both were scared and we were trying to figure out what to do. So we decided to call my mom or stepdad, which lived about 2 miles from where Tess had lived. We looked for the phone and couldn't find it anywhere. The doors were shut and wouldn't open. We both started trying to figure out what to do, and I felt something standing behind me, and I could hear it breathing in my ear, a raspy breath. I didn't know what to do, so I started praying for God to help us, so she started praying too. We both stood together praying with our eyes shut for all that to end that day. About 5 minutes into us praying and promising God that we would never play with that Ouija board again, both doors opened up, the sun came back out, and the phone rang. It was sitting on the couch right beside of us, where we had been sitting on the floor, playing the Ouija board in plain sight. And we both knew it. It had not been there when we looked for it. That night, I was staying all night with her. We went to bed still frightened about what had happened that day, but her mom and dad were there, so that made us feel better. I didn't know what time it was, but me and her fell asleep, and I woke up hearing that raspy breath again, and so did she. She said, "Ange, stop doing that." I said, "Tess, you stop." I thought it was her trying to play a joke on me, and we went back and forth about that for about 3 minutes, thinking the other one was trying to scare the other one. Behind me, there was 3 loud thumps, and I could feel the vibrations on the floor and bed from them, which scared both of us, and we didn't know what to do. Her room was pitch black. The light switch was on the opposite wall from where we were laying. We both knew that whatever it was had to be after me. I felt a burning on my shoulder and I screamed. She jumped up, ran and turned on the light. We looked. There was nothing there we could see. I looked to see why my shoulder was burning. I had 3 scratch marks on it, about 2 inches long, and blood was coming up to the top of my skin. We both started crying, running into the living room, and her mom came out to see what all that noise was and what we were thumping around in her room for. We told her what had happened earlier that day with the Ouija board, but of course she didn't believe us. She thought we were goofing off and playing around. We didn't go back to bed that night. We sat in her living room and just prayed that whatever had came after us would leave us alone. We threw the Ouija board away. It was about 5 to 6 months later. I was getting in her second dresser drawer from the top, trying to find my shirt that I had lost. My hands got stuck. I could not get them out. Her dad came in and thought we were just playing a joke, that my hands got stuck in there, which would seem like we were goofing off, and he found out that I was really stuck and he thought he would have to take the dresser apart. I could feel something like a cardboard box in the drawer, and my hands were stuck between the box and the wooden part of the dresser. Every time he tried pulling them out, it just cut deeper and deeper into my fingers. He finally figured out how to get my hands out by taking the dresser apart. It shocked all of us, me, her, and her mom and dad, about what was in that drawer. It was the same Ouija board we had thrown away. Her mom asked, "Isn't that the Ouija board that you two threw away, that we took to the trash dump?" We said yes, but we didn't know how it got back. That's when they kind of believed what we were telling them. Her mom took the Ouija board and locked it up in the chest that she had. To this day, I don't know where that Ouija board is, and I have not played with another one. On the box it says it's just a game, but for me, it was hell.